Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is a robots.txt file. And I'm going to keep it very simple here, and I'm going to link to some of the resources here that I found from Google, which are very useful. And I think they can be really useful for a lot of people. And I'll be showing you guys some of my website's data here so you guys can see how to set up a robots.txt file from a 30,000 view. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And so according to Google's definition here, a robots.txt file can be summarized as basically a plain text file. For Google crawlers to understand what your website or where your website can be accessed in terms of, what folders we want to see in your website and what can't be indexed in Google. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean here. And so a robots.txt file is basically saying, hey, Google search engine crawlers, here's what you are allowed to see and here's what you're not allowed to see on my website here. And sometimes whenever you have things that are not blocked or disallowed in a robots.txt file, this is what a txt file looks like. And I'll break this down further in a moment. But when you don't have certain things that you're disallowing, that means Google has, free reign to basically crawl all of your website. And whenever you allow it to crawl certain things, you're basically allowing it to, look into these folders and potentially index some of these parts of your website. But the most important thing to note, I should say, is that if you don't want something appearing in Google search results, then typically you'd want to de-index that or no index that, as they state here. But for most beginners and watching this video, for you guys, what I would let you guys know is if you're using something like WordPress, then there are several plugins that you can use, plugins, and you could use something like Rank Math, and they'll basically create a robots.txt file, which I'll show you guys here. If you go under General Settings, and you scroll down to edit robots.txt file, you can see that they've created one for me here. And I can always edit this either through here, and I could save the changes. Typically you want the sitemap and you want a simple information like this is typically good for most beginners. As long as you're not blocking, any important files like your blog content or your services pages or like the products that you offer, then it shouldn't be a big deal. Typically, whatever is standardized and whatever is offered here is what you want to go with. What you don't want to go with is just blocking all crawlers from all content on your website. That's bad. But typically, that shouldn't be an issue for most beginners here or intermediate, users wanting to set up a robots.txt file. But so if you go to your content management system and you go to your web host settings, there should be an option where you can basically crawl the files of your website. You can do a quick Google search results and see like how to find the public HTML folder. And basically you open that up. And basically down here, you'll see a list of different sections here. But you could do like a command find and just type in like robots, assuming this was actually working. It's not working at the moment, but it was a few minutes ago. It probably logged me out. But you should see a robots.txt file and it'll end in a .txt, literally. And so from there, you can either update it by clicking on it and saving the changes, or you can do something like this and create a Google document and then save this file as a TXT file, upload this into your content management system, and then you've pretty much updated the file here. But yeah, for most people, as long as you're not blocking off any important files or sections on your website that you actually want crawled by the Google robots, then it shouldn't be a big deal. And so just make sure you have one. Or one way you could check if you have a robots.txt file is basically typing in the name of your website /robots.txt, hit enter, and then you could see that this website, which is mine, does in fact have a robots.txt file. But most beginners shouldn't really worry about this in general. If you have anything under 100 web pages in general, then it shouldn't be a big deal there, and it's very easy to update. And so I'll go ahead and link to these resources here so you guys can learn more about them. But for most people, you really don't need to update this very frequently. So check out my other videos if you want to learn more about SEO here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.